Hey guys, so today I wanted to share with you a few things, and it's about the thoughts around success and what it means to every one of us today, and what it means to our families, what it means to our kids. People are always excited about the thought of succeeding at something, about the thought of prevailing over something, prevailing over an obstacle. But in my mind, I look at it in two ways, right? Success can only be thought about in the context of failure, because yeah, if there are no opportunities to fail, then we would not rejoice so much at the thought of success, at the opportunity of being actually successful at something, right? And in today's world, right, there's a lot of negativity around failure. There's a lot of thoughts that you see people, they say, you failure, you're a failure. Probably because you don't measure up in certain areas of life, people can tell you a failure, or you can feel you're a failure yourself. So this can happen in life, this can happen in business. I have certainly failed in many aspects of my life. I've certainly failed also in many aspects of the businesses that I have gone into as well. And I've also seen the other side, right? I've had tremendous success as well. I've had those number of figures people call, right, in my pocket, and the sound of this bank credits are certainly fantastic. But let's take a roll back and look at our lives in total, right? This is what characterizes us. It's basically that undulating curve. So there's success and there's failure, right? So for example, if you're a 30-year-old or you're a 50-year-old, the chances are that you have failed at probably 50 things, 100 things, or even more in your life, right? Could be that GPA at school that you wanted to get at graduation that just didn't happen. I had a similar scenario, right? Could be that dream course you wanted to study in college that didn't happen, probably maybe because you never got the cutoff mark, right? It could be that dream job you've always wanted that never seems to come around, right? Could be that dream salary you are hoping to earn at some point that never happens. Could also be that you were like me, starting a business very early on and then probably failing at it and losing your money. It could be some form of investment you went into and it didn't pan out as expected. I've had those kind of scenarios. So in life, as in business, it's actually two sides of a coin, right? It's like the toss of a coin, like there's the head and the tail, right? There's success and there's failure. But a couple of years ago, right, I stumbled around. I didn't stumble, right? I met this friend who had this analogy he always gives, and or this quote he always carries everywhere with him. He says that success is predictable, that you could that no one climbs a ladder by mistake, right? You could fall off a ladder, but you never climb a ladder by mistake. It has to be intentional. And that is something that has been a kind of principle that I tend to imbibe. I wouldn't say I've done that 100%, but the kind of principle that I tend to imbibe, that success is predictable. So the question is, if success is predictable, why then do we encounter failures, right? Or why then don't we venture out to do all the things we want to succeed at, right? If there was no chance that you could fail in life, the question is, what would you be doing? What would your waking moments feel like? What would your sleeping moments feel like? What activities would you be carrying out day in, day out, if there was no chance that you could fail? Right? So it brings me to something else. Sometimes the reason we actually fail at succeeding is because the road to success is most often riddled with obstacles. Recently I attended a class and by the esteemed coach Lanre Olushola, and one of the things he pointed out was that fear is information. Fear is a major obstacle that prevents people from actually being successful. The larger population of people are not successful because by reason of fear, they even fail to try, they even fail to start. And because they never got to start, they never knew what they could actually have accomplished with their lives. So they think that they cheated failure by never actually attempting to start, but actually they made failure a finality because they never started, right? So the question again, what would your life look like if you knew you could not fail? Now, I listed a couple of things that I think are obstacles, and some of these things are actually practically related to me. What are the obstacles I think have been obstacles to me that prevented me from actually achieving everything I would have loved to achieve? Yes, I have not achieved everything I want, right? And one of them is the fear of failure, right? The what ifs, right? What if I don't succeed at it? What if I fail? What if I lose money? What if? So it's not every venture that I wanted to go into that I ever went into. It's not every attempt I should have made in my life that I've made. Right? Yes, I've been successful in several ventures, but have I really done everything I think I should be doing? The answer is no. So one of them is fear of failure, and I think you could actually relate with this. Another one closely related to failure is rejection, right? What if I get rejected at that job? What if they think I'm not good enough? What if? So some people, even for their dream roles, they don't even get to apply. I've seen cases where people see opportunities and they wave the opportunities aside. They don't wait for even the recruiters to disqualify them, right? They disqualify themselves by actually refusing to apply for those opportunities. So even it's the same thing with businesses, right? I mean, I'm a business coach. So people, there are opportunities for grants, there are opportunities to get financing for your business, there are opportunities to reach out to investors, there are opportunities to get partners, but sometimes the fear of rejection makes us never even attempt to look for those partners, never to even attempt to even apply for those grants. People they don't even apply for it, right? That's fear of rejection. Sometimes closely tied is, especially for businesses, is financing, right? I want to start a business. This is a very, very common excuse. I have this fantastic idea. I want to start a business, but there's no finance. I want to start a business, but I don't have the money. I don't know how to raise the finance. I don't know how to attract partners. I don't know how to attract clients. I don't know. But the reality is, anything you don't know, you could actually know. Anything you don't actually know, you could actually find out. Anything you don't actually know, you could actually learn. Right? So that's another obstacle that people face, especially in business, right? Closely related, of course, is attracting clients. So I've seen businesses spring up and shut down, spring up and shut down. And why? Most of the time, they cannot attract the right clients. They don't have a client attraction strategy. Sometimes most businesses have much more of a client chasing strategy, not a client attraction strategy. And sometimes it's just simply because you've not thought the process through, right? Before you spend a dime on a business, before you spend a dime on an idea, have you thought it through how you're going to attract the right clients? So yes, it looks like an obstacle, but it's an obstacle that can be overcome with the right knowledge, right? And sometimes it's the fear of, let's say I get to even resign from my paid job to go into business. Am I going to make enough money? Will I be able to take care of my bills? Will I be able to take care of my family? That is what is holding some people back. For some others, they think, the competition out there in businesses is stiff, right? So if I look at women, a lot of women want to go into selling cosmetic products. They want to sell hair, they want to sell makeup products, they want to sell beauty products, they want to sell clothes, fashion items, and there's so many people doing the same thing, and they are thinking, oh, the market is saturated, I don't think anyone wants me there. As just the way the analogy one of my coaches put out there during one of the programs I attended, he says, there are so many birds in the sky, billions of birds, right? Billions of birds in the world, but the sky is enough for all of them. So these are just a few obstacles I put in here, because when I wrote these obstacles down, it was a moment of self-reflection. I was like, what are those obstacles that are stopping me from being everything I could be in life and in business? And so these are just some of the obstacles I put down, and you could relate with them. You could actually bring out a notepad and decide to write what those obstacles are. It's a beginning point for you. What are the obstacles stopping you from being everything you could ever be? Write those obstacles down. And then that will take me to the second part. So if you've put down these obstacles, how can you beat them? As my friend would say, success is predictable. The question is, what makes success predictable? Right? I'll give you a formula I found out from research, and I think it's a formula that can help you, and this formula also helps me, right? To be able for success to be predictable, for you to be successful at everything you do, there are a couple of things that must come together. 4 things in all. Number 1, it's awareness. Awareness is knowledge, right? So let's say I want to start a baking business. I'm afraid I might fail. I'm afraid I might not get the right partners. I'm afraid I might not be able to raise the money. Start with awareness. Awareness is learning. So what's the baking business about? What do I need? How much do I need? What's the budget for this business? Oh, I'm afraid I'm not going to get clients. How am I going to get clients? Do I even possess the requisite knowledge to be able to know how to attract clients? So the first step to actually being successful is, first of all, number 1, acquiring knowledge. Knowledge about the business, knowledge about the market, knowledge about the proposed customer base, knowledge about getting financing from institutions, from individuals, from friends, from family. Knowledge, knowledge, knowledge. That's your number 1 key. Seek knowledge. So I start with awareness. Number 2, it's desire, right? For humans, there are a couple of things that we talk about that they say drive humans, right? 2 things. They say one of them is pain, the other one is pleasure. As humans, we typically run away from pain and run towards pleasure, right? If you have a headache, there's every chance that you don't want to stick with that headache for the next 24 hours. So what do? You look for the nearest solution to your headache. So if it's to get a nap, if that's what works for you, you go get a nap. If it's to go get some medication, you go get some medication. If it's to go see your doctor, you go see your doctor immediately, right? These are the things that drive us, pain or pleasure. So the question is, how hungry are you to be able to get to this other desired future that you seek, to be able to be successful? Because the amount of hunger in you is going to be something that gives you the power to stay even when the going gets tough. If you don't have the desire, really, at the first sign of opposition, what happens is you are going to capitulate. You're going to give up and you're going to give in. And I don't think that's good enough. So yes, you must be hungry. You must have the desire to succeed at whatever venture you have picked. So number 1, you've gotten the awareness. Number 2, you must have the desire. Number 3, belief. Right? You see, one of the powerful things about us as humans is that we are creators. As humans, we get the opportunity to be right every time. Read my lips. We get the chance to be right every time. If you believe you can, yes, you can. If you believe you cannot, yes, again, you cannot. Our minds respond to our belief systems. If you believe you can be successful, you will be successful if you do the things that needs to be done. If you believe, Jonathan, what are you talking about? This is trash. Success is not predictable. Success happens by chance. My friend, success will only happen to you by chance. Right? If you believe that you can achieve whatever you set your mind to achieve, now you will be able to achieve it. If you believe that you can accomplish your goals, you will be able to accomplish your goals. So your belief really would be a catalyst for success or for failure. Now, when you've added these three together, awareness, desire, and belief, all of these are going to be most likely, most of them are passive in nature. Apart from seeking knowledge, which obviously you require some work. Desire and belief are mostly passive. They happen in your head, they happen in your mind. Seeking knowledge, yes, you go about seeking knowledge, but all of these cannot make you successful. You need a fourth element. And that fourth element is one of the most important elements. It's actually even the most important element, and that's action. So when you take action, that is when the last three metamorphose and comes into the physical, right? So you cannot have awareness, have desire, have belief, and do nothing. You will eventually fail. In short, your failure will be confirmed. Action, the right amount of action. Execution is how you bring all the other three into fruition. Right? That's why this execution is everything. Execution is everything. And that's why for most entrepreneurs, they say there's no perfect time. There's no perfect place. What you have is start where you are. Start with the resources available to you. Start with the surroundings where you are and build up from there. Right? So if you add all these four together, the outcome is what I call unlimited capacity. And it's unlimited capacity to succeed. It's unlimited capacity to achieve. It's unlimited capacity to live the life of your dreams. It's unlimited capacity to be able to impact your generation. Again, if I go back to where we started from, I started by saying success is predictable. According to Zig Ziglar, right? You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. I hope this adds some value to you. Thank you.